There once was a Christmas that almost wasn't, almost wasn't, almost wasn't. There once was a Christmas that almost wasn't because of a man named Prune. Now Prune was a man who jolly wasn't, sweet wasn't, merry wasn't. Oh, Prune was a man who just wasn't a very nice man at all. Prune, Prune was his name. He was a man who had no shame. Prune, Prune was his name. If there is no Christmas, he's to blame. He tried to stop Christmas. We wished he wouldn't. We thought he couldn't. He knew he shouldn't. He tried to stop Christmas, but Santa wouldn't let him have his way. Though Prune did his worst, Santa worried wasn't, scared wasn't, conquered wasn't. Though Prune did his worst, his best, it wasn't enough to stop Christmas Day. Prune, Prune was his name. He was a man who had no shame. Prune, Prune was his name. If there is no Christmas, he's to blame. So there once was a Christmas that almost wasn't, almost wasn't, almost wasn't. There once was a Christmas that almost wasn't because of a man named Prune. Phineas T., that is, Prune.
Where's that snow you promised us, Mr. Whipple?
Well, a person can be wrong. It's sure to snow by Christmas.
Yes, but you promised us snow today.
Huh? Well, so I did. Well, here, maybe this'll hold you for a while. Now, where do we start? Come on, everybody, pitch in. That tree's too big for one fellow. All right, here we go. Up the ladder. Up, 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 up. I tell you something. When we're finished with this tree, it's going to be the most beautiful tree in the whole wide world. Careful now. First one to drop one's a monkey. Now, how does that look?
Looks fine, Mr. Whipple, but the way you're fastening everything down, you must be expecting Christmas to last the whole year round.
Imagine. Christmas in springtime. Wouldn't the Easter Bunny be surprised?
Hey, Mr. Whipple, how about Christmas in summertime?
Not a bad idea. Let's see. Swimming in the afternoon, fireworks at night. You know something, Davy? The more I think of your idea, the better I like it.
But that wasn't my idea.
All those in favor of having Christmas every day, raise your right hands and say aye.
Aye!
But that's impossible, Mr. Whipple. Christmas is only supposed to last one day.
Well, Davy, maybe that's because nobody ever thought of making it last any longer. Why do people always make the same mistake? Why do they let Christmas slip away? What a lovely change if we could arrange for Christmas Day to come and stay and never, ever go away. Why can't every day be Christmas? Why can't every day be gay? Why can't every day be Merry Christmas each and every day? No need to wait until December. It's always Christmas in your heart. Just as long as you remember, friends must never, ever part. So let each day be Merry Christmas. Don't let that feeling get away. Let's make each day a Merry Christmas and life a great big holiday.
Why can't every day be Christmas? Why can't every day be gay? Why can't every day be Merry Christmas each and every day?
Mr. Whipple? Mr. Sam Whipple?
That's me, all right. Oh, sir, would you mind handing me that ball? Thank you, sir. I must be seeing things. Excuse me, sir. I hope you're not going to laugh at me, but if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were Santa Claus. You certainly look like him.
I am Santa Claus, and I'm not laughing.
That's what I thought. I'd have recognized you sooner if it hadn't been for that sad look on your face. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you are Santa, what are you doing here? You're early. Aren't you supposed to be up at the North Pole getting the presents ready for the children?
Christmas is not coming this year.
What? Not coming? Who's going to stop it from coming?
Mr. Phineas T. Prune, and he's just the fellow who can do it, too.
Did you say Prune? Phineas T. Prune, the multi-zillionaire with a pickle face who lives in that big grouchy house over there? But why? What's got into him so suddenly?
It isn't sudden at all. He's been out to ruin me and stop Christmas for many a long year now.
Why should he do a thing like that? There's got to be a reason.
Children. He doesn't like children. He wants me to stop giving presents to children.
Santa, you couldn't do that.
Oh, you know me better than that, Mr. Whipple. Besides, if I stopped giving presents to children, there'd be no reason for me at all, would there? But this time he's got me. I'm licked for sure.
Oh, come on, Santa. Don't talk like that.
Good evening, Counselor.
Oh, good evening, Jim.
Well, the town certainly looks Christmassy, doesn't it?
Yes, it certainly does.
I'm going off duty now. I'm going home to help the kids write their letters to Santa Claus. Would you like them to send Santa your regards?
Yes, you do that, Jim. We're old friends, Santa and I. Good night. Good night, Jim.
Good night.
Come on, Santa. Let's talk this over in my office. We wouldn't want people seeing you around this early.
He called you counselor, Sam. Are you a lawyer or something?
That's me, Sam Whipple, counselor and attorney at law. Now tell me, what's our pickle-faced friend got up his sleeve this year?
Well, years ago, the Eskimos very generously gave Mrs. Santa and myself some land up at the North Pole, rent-free. But then last year, Mr. Prune came up and bought the whole North Pole, including our little plot of land.
You mean he's your landlord now?
That's it, Sam. That's it exactly. And I owe him a year's rent, and we haven't got the money to pay it.
Oh, I see. So it's either you pay the rent or out you go.
Oh, I wouldn't mind that. Mrs. Santa and I could manage somehow.
Sit down, sit down.
Thank you. It's the toys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the toys, you see. The Christmas presents I'm worried about. If we don't pay him, then Mr. Prune will take all the presents as payment.
So that's a scheme. No presents, no happy children, no happy anyone, no Christmas. Nice fella, Mr. Prune. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, use my chair.
Thank you.
When's the rent due, Santa?
Christmas Eve at midnight.
Doesn't leave you much time, does it?
That's why I came all the way down here to find you.
Why me? I've nobody special.
Years ago, when you were a little boy, you wrote me a letter.
So did a million other children.
That's very true. But you see, Sam, you're the only child who wrote me a letter after Christmas. You spelled thank you with 2 K's.
I did. You know I'd forgotten about that.
Well, I didn't forget. You even put in a P.S.
Dear Santa, if you ever need anything, please call on yours truly, Samuel Whipple, Esquire.
Well, Sam, I'm calling on you now, if you don't mind. I'm in trouble.
How much do you owe, Santa?
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Now. Come on, Santa. I'm a lawyer, and lawyers don't like to lose arguments. How much?
Well, here's the rent bill.
That much? Now, don't get me wrong, Santa. I'm really a good lawyer. I just keep forgetting to send out bills. I'm sorry, Santa, but I'm afraid it's a little too steep for me. We're going over to have a little chat with Mr. Prune and tell him a thing or two.
You'll never get in to see it.
Oh, I'll get in, all right. I'd like to see him stop me. Come on. Don't you worry about a thing. Nice, doggy. Good evening, Mr. Prune. Oh, you're not Mr. Prune, are you?
No.
Yes, I see. Well, nice evening, isn't it?
Well, don't just stand there. State your business.
Business? Oh, yes, of course. Mr. S. Claus and Mr. S. Whipple to see Mr. P. Prune.
He's not in.
But
He's not in.
well,
I said he's not in.
why isn't he in?
Because he's out.
Well, Santa, we're just going to sit right here and wait for Mr. Prune. Even if it takes all night.
We'd better wait at my house.
Your house?
That's where he shows up every evening at supper time to ask for the rent money. He says it gives him the greatest pleasure to spoil our appetites.
Well then, Santa, come on. Let's head for the North Pole.
Oh, I do wish Santa would come. I'm so worried. But I really mustn't worry, must I? Santa said not to worry. La 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 la. La 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 la. Da 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. Not a sound. Not one single solitary sound. Well, I declare, I really must declare, not a lick, not a stitch of work being done. What will Santa think?
What's the use of making toys if Mr. Prune is gonna get 'em all?
Ah, so that's it. Now, don't you worry your dear little heads. Santa's gone to see a friend about that. Everything's going to be all right, don't you fret. Come on now, back to work, everybody. Just keep saying to yourself, Christmas is coming, Christmas is coming, Christmas is coming, 'twill soon be here. Christmas is coming, Christmas is coming, Christmas Day, 'twill soon be here. Good boys.
Helter skelter, hustle, bustle, hurry, scurry, hippity hop, and never shilly, shally, dilly, dally, fiddle, faddle, flippity flop.
But supposing Christmas doesn't come?
Shilly, shally, dilly, dally, fiddle, faddle, flippity flop.
Why should we?
Helter skelter, hustle, bustle, hurry, scurry, hippity hop.
But Christmas will come. Santa's home.
Let me give you a hand. We'll get you warmed up quickly enough.
That was quite a ride. I'm still not sure I believe it.
Just a short hop. I do it all the time. Fun, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Great fun.
Oh, Santa, you did it again. How many times do I have to tell you not to come down so fast?
Now, Mother. We have a guest. This is Sam Whipple. And, Mother, he's a lawyer.
Oh, good.
This is a great pleasure, Mrs.
My
Claus.
pleasure. Why, the poor young man is frozen. Oh, the poor dear. Santa, aren't you ashamed of yourself? Dragging Mr. Whipple up to the North Pole without so much as a fur coat?
But, Mother,
Oh, I declare you men are all children. Every one of you. Put my shawl around you. A nice cup of tea will fix you up just fine.
Thank you.
My Santa, such a fine-looking gentleman. Reminds me of you when you were younger.
You flatter me, Mrs. Claus.
Santa, I haven't heard you laugh in ever so long. Does that mean that everything is going to be all right? Christmas really is coming? Oh, I'm so glad.
Now, Mother, not so fast. We hope so, but we're not sure yet. Sam here will speak to Mr. Prune, and then we shall see.
Now, that's the best cup of tea I have ever tasted. All right, Mr. Prune, wherever you are, I'm ready for you now. Hoorah!
Oh, you naughty scamps. Scat, scat.
By the way, where is Mr. Prune? I thought he'd be here by now.
Probably waiting outside for us to start supper. I'll show you. Well, Mother, is supper ready?
Piping hot and ready to serve.
Psst. Mother, I repeat. Well, Mother, is dinner ready?
Piping hot and ready to serve.
What did I tell you? He just loves to spoil our supper time.
Well, I'm ready for him if you are.
Good luck, Sam, dear. Come in, Mr. Prune. What a surprise.
Greetings from an old friend.
Oh, Mr. Prune, you've done it again.
What? What have I done?
Gone out into this cold weather without your galoshes. What you need, Mr. Prune, is someone to take care of you.
Nonsense. Poppycock.
Ah, men are such children.
Children? Oh, that word. I feel faint. Madam, I shall hold you personally responsible if I have bad dreams tonight.
Mr. Prune, isn't that rather childish?
Please, please, please. Have you ever tried to go to sleep counting children jumping over a fence? Yes, children. Children. Kids. Children. I've been running away from children all my life. From one country to another. And you can't escape them. The world is full of children. Life is just one great frustration when I see all through the nation children spoiled by adulation. Why won't someone spoil me too? How I view with indignation doting parents' adoration of their children's conversation. No one says I'm clever too. It is really most upsetting to see people always petting children who are always getting in my hair. They are everywhere. It is unfair.
Kids get all the breaks, they never do a thing, but everybody always sings their praises. Kids get all the breaks, oh, for heaven's sakes, I'd rather they were told to go to blazes. Kids get all the breaks, no matter what they say, they're always told their eloquence amazes. Kids get all the breaks, oh, the little fakes, with pretty please, do, goo, and Dora silly phrases. Kids live a life of ease, grown-ups tremble when they sneeze. I tell you, kids have got beginners too. Why don't they grow up and fend for themselves the way we grown-ups have to do? Kids get all the breaks, they're just a bunch of fakes. Please understand, I know what I am saying. Kids get all the breaks, I say they're all mistakes, for which we grown-ups have to keep on paying. And paying, and paying. The price we grown-ups have to keep on paying.
Poor Mr. Prune. You're all upset. Now, you sit down, and we'll have a nice cup of tea to quiet your nerves.
Madam, I'll thank you to keep your kindness to yourself. Now then to business. Have you got the money for the rent?
But, Mr. Prune, it isn't time yet.
Don't quibble. Very well, then. When will you have the money?
Mr. Prune,
This is Mr. Sam Whipple, our lawyer.
Thank you, Santa. Now then, Mr. Prune.
Lawyer? Never met a lawyer I couldn't handle.
Now, see here, Mr. Prune.
Haven't I seen you around town? What's your name again? Riffle, Dripple, Whiffle,
Whipple! Now, see here, Mr. Prune.
You're wasting your time, sir. I've got my legal rights, I have. The North Pole belongs to me. Lock, stock, barrel. Polar bears, walruses, and dice. It's mine. Mine. I bought it. And ordinance number 614 of the Housing Code says, and I quote, if tenants do not pay their rent money, landlords shall have the right to take possession of all their possessions in full payment. And furthermore,
Mr. Prune, you're going to sit right down in that chair and listen for a change. Silence! Money. Money. Money, that's all this man seems to think about. Mr. Phineas T. Prune thinks money, talks money, eats money, smells money. Mr. Phineas, middle initial T. Prune. That T wouldn't stand for tightwad by any chance, would it?
I object.
Objection overruled.
Silence! Silence!
All right, Mr. Prune. What were you going to say?
You can't call me a tightwad. I'm no miser. Money doesn't mean a thing to me. I just don't like to waste it, that's all. What are you driving at, anyway?
Just this, Mr. Prune. If money means so little to you, then why insist that these dear, good, sweet people pay the rent when you know they have no money? And if you throw them out of this house, where will they go? What will they do? And if they catch cold, will that mean any more money in your pockets? No, Mr. Prune. I still insist that T must stand for tightwad.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does!
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does!
No, it doesn't.
Very well, then. Prove it.
Yes, but I must have time to think.
Take all the time you need.
Christmas. I've got it!
Silence, sir!
Mr. Claus, I don't want you to think that I have anything against you personally. Far from it. You never harm me. Why should I want to harm you? And all for a few measly dollars. How ridiculous. Mr. Whipple's eloquence has touched me deeply. Right here.
Oh, what a sweet man you are.
Madam, I'll thank you to keep your compliments to yourself.
Now, where was I when I was so rudely interrupted?
Something touched you here.
Oh, yes. I am deeply touched. Here. Therefore, I have decided that you do not have to pay me the rent. Not one single solitary penny. But there is one condition, Mr. Claus.
Name it, Mr. Prune, name it. It's done.
You must promise never again to give Christmas presents to children. Well, now that's settled, I bid you all a good evening.
Wait, just a moment, Mr. Prune. I can't make that promise. I won't stop giving Christmas presents to children. I don't want to.
Then out into the freezing cold you will go. Oh, come now, Mr. Claus. Don't you think you are taking all this too seriously? You would give up this snug, warm, cozy little house for children? Children. What do they ever give you in return?
Love. That's what Christmas is all about, Mr. Prune.
But you keep spoiling the brats, giving, giving, giving.
So that someday, Mr. Prune, they'll learn to give too.
Poppycock, bosh, twaddle, and bob. Well, you're his lawyer. Tell him he's a stubborn old fool.
But I happen to disagree. I think he's kind of nice. But as for you, Mr. Prune, I think you are just about the meanest man I have ever met.
Do you really? Oh, thank you very much indeed. It's very kind of you to say so. I pride myself on my meanness.
Oh, I am good, I'm very good, I'm good at being in bed. Don't be surprised, just realize all the practice I have had. I suppose I could be very good, but that would make me sad. Right from the first, I've been the worst, a super naughty lad.
How bad?
So bad.
Not good.
Just bad.
How sad?
I'm glad you're sad. I'm bad. I'm glad you're here, so glad to have some company. It's sad, but I am scared to be alone with me. When I look into a mirror, I just cover my eyes. I can't stand the sight of me.
You're bad.
I'm glad.
Not good.
But bad.
How sad.
I'm glad you're sad. I'm bad.
Bad?
Who?
You.
True.
Sad.
Glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I am bad!
Please, Mr. Prune, don't take Christmas away from us. Think of what this will do to the children. It will break their hearts.
Good, good.
Mr. Prune, weren't you ever a child yourself?
Really? I didn't come to this house to be insulted.
I'm sorry, Mr. Prune, but it's time we faced facts. You must have been a child.
Please.
Don't you see you just had to be a child?
Never. 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 Well, prove it. I dare you to prove it. Nobody can prove it. And now I think I wasted enough valuable time. Either you have the money by midnight, December 24th, or no Christmas.
I wonder why that poor man wouldn't admit he ever was a child.
Yes, that did seem funny. Wait a minute. I think you've got something there, Mrs. Santa. Mr. Prune is hiding something. But what? Now, if we could only prove that he was a child once, I've got a hunch we could make him see things differently. But how could we do that?
Wait a minute. Maybe I can help. You know, of course, I keep a record of every child that ever was. Why didn't I think of that before? Jonathan?
Yes, Santa?
Can you remember anything about a child named Phineas Prune?
Prune? Phineas Prune? Oh, him! No.
Phineas T. Prune. Does that help?
Prune? Phineas T. Prune? Doesn't strike a spark somehow.
Well, you look him up in your records. There can't be too many prunes in this world.
How do you spell it?
P-R-U-N-E.
That's what I thought, prune. All right, man, let's get the books down and look for a prune. If Christmas came in June, we'd say good afternoon. We don't care if it all makes sense. The name of the song is Prune. Prune, 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 spoon, moon, June. Prune, 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 spoon. Apricot? No, prune. We had a pet raccoon, ate donuts with a spoon. We don't care if it all makes sense. The name of the song is Prune. Prune, 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 spoon, moon, June. Prune, 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 spoon.
Lemon?
No, prune. There was a big baboon who never sang in tune. We don't care if it all makes sense. The name of the song is Prune. Prune, 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 spoon, moon, June. Prune, 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 spoon.
Crabapple?
No, prune. We blew up a balloon. It turned into the moon. We don't care if it all makes sense. The name of the song is Prune. Prune, 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 spoon, moon, June. Prune, 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 spoon.
Spinach?
No, I told you prune. Prune, 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 prune.
Now, you mustn't get your hopes up too high. It may take Jonathan days, weeks, even months to find anything. And even if he does, it may not do any good. So I figured out a plan which may just do the trick. Santa, you and I are going to go to work. We're going to find us a job and earn the money to pay the rent. Come on!
Keep working. I'll get some tea for you. A job? Who would ever hire Santa Claus?
Are looking for a job.
I'm sorry, young man, but there are no positions available at this time.
But, sir, won't you let me explain? You see, I have...
No!
But, sir, you don't understand. My friend and I...
Now stay out and don't come back.
No, Mr. Prim, I'm not going to let you miss the opportunity of a lifetime. It wouldn't be fair to you. Please, please give me just one moment, just one little moment.
All right, but hurry. Oh, my. Turn around, my good man. That's right.
I don't understand.
Let me do the talking.
It's remarkable. It's truly remarkable. Why, he looks just like Santa Claus. Your own?
But I am Santa.
Yes, it is a remarkable coincidence, isn't it, Mr. Prim?
Incredible. Congratulations, my dear man. You're hired.
But, Sam, I still don't understand.
Oh, this is Mr. Prim. He owns this department store, Prim's Department
How do you
Store.
do, sir?
And my name is Sam Whipple.
Yes, of course. Let me see. Now, if I understand this plan correctly, if the parents wish their children to meet Santa Claus, they are to bring them here to Prim's Department Store. A mild deception, of course, since we know there really is no Santa Claus.
What?
My dear young man, your idea is positively revolutionary. Why, if it works, our toy department will sell more toys than all the other stores put together. And this gentleman, Santa, I hope you don't mind my calling you that.
Well, of course not. I am Santa.
Is he going to be all right? I mean to say, he really seems to be suffering from some sort of hallucination.
No, he's just living the part, you might say.
Oh, an unemployed actor. Well, as I was saying, you, sir, you'll be sitting on a throne. Oh, we'll get something from somewhere, and then you'll speak to the children, yes? And you'll ask them their age and
You mean you
so
call
on
that a job, just being myself?
That's right, Santa. And you get paid for it, too.
Enough to pay the rent?
Well, no, but perhaps Mr. Prim can find a job for me, too, and between us, we can make enough to pay the rent.
Is he going to make you president of the store?
No. Janitor.
Janitor?
That's right, my boys. Start at the bottom. That's my motto. Now, how shall I make my spectacular announcement? I've got it. All right, men. Haul it up. Heave. Heave. I can hardly wait to see Mr. Macy's face when he sees that. Matter of fact, I think I'll go over and tell him right now. All right, gentlemen, busy little bees, busy little bees. Good morning.
Morning.
Late, as usual.
Sorry, Mr. Prim. Morning.
Morning. Come on, Santa, we better get to work. Look, your throne has come. You'd better practice before the kids come rushing in.
Practice? Me practice? I know children like a book. I've lost count of all the children I've seen fast asleep in their beds. That funny little smile on their faces when they're dreaming. The way they curl themselves around a pillow. The way they sing to themselves.
But, Santa, these children aren't going to be asleep. They'll be wide awake.
Awake?
Why, Santa, what's the matter?
Awake. Awake, did you say?
Santa, you're blushing.
You see, the fact of the matter is, in all my years, I've never seen one single child wide awake. They've always been fast asleep.
Well, what do you know?
You can't go around waking up children in the middle of the night. May I tell you something? I have been around the world more times than you can count. And do you know that I have yet to see a child who's wide awake? I wish that for my sake, just once they'd stay awake just long enough to say hello to me. I know that parents say Santa Claus will stay away if children are not fast asleep in bed. I wish they'd break the rule. On Christmas there's no school. Why can't all children stay up late instead? What are children like when they're wide awake? Are they just as nice as can be? Are they always as polite, with their faces scrubbed bright, the way all children are when they're asleep? What are children like when they're wide awake? It's always been a puzzle to me. Do they always wear a smile, mind their manners all the while, the way all children do when they're asleep? Some people say children are good only when they're fast asleep. I must confess, it's only a guess. They're just as good when they're wide awake as when they're fast asleep. What are children like when they're wide awake? I think they're just the same as you and me. Some days they get in trouble, and on other days they bubble, and that's the way I think it ought to be. And that's the way I think it ought to be. Sam, I can't face them.
Santa, wait. Where do you think you're going?
Out.
But Santa, wait a minute. What will Mr. Prim say? What will everybody say? That Santa Claus is scared of children? No. This is no time to quit. If you lose your job, you'll never be able to pay the rent. Oh, come on, Santa. Wide awake or fast asleep, they're still children.
But what do I do? What do I say?
Just act natural. Ask the children if they've behaved themselves. Ask what they would like for Christmas. Then every once in a while throw in a couple of ho-ho-hos just to show how jolly you are.
Oh, well, that sounds easy enough.
Come on, I'll show you. Ready? How old are you, my boy?
How old are you, my boy?
No. How old are you, my boy?
How old are you, my boy?
That's better. Now. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
No. For children, your ho, ho, ho's have got to be lots bigger. Ho, 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 ho. Now. And have you been a good girl?
And have you been a good girl?
And what would you like for Christmas?
And what would you like for Christmas? Oh, hey, Sam, this is fun!
Oh, dear. I hope I haven't broken it. This'd be a fine time to lose my job.
Here, you better let me handle this. There's nothing about toys that I don't know. That's it. Say, Mr. Prim has quite a respectable collection of toys here. You don't suppose he'd mind if I tried a few of them?
Just a moment. Yes.
Grown-ups playing with toys.
Well, that's not the sort of service I expected at Prim's department store.
Come on, Santa, let's go to work.
Please.
Mama, it's really Santa Claus.
And how are you?
And how are you,
girl?
my girl?
I'm fine, Santa. Don't you know my name?
Of course. Let me see now. Your name is Susie.
Mama, he knows my name.
Darling, darling, don't pull the gentleman's beard. It might come off.
Oh, no, Mama. It's real.
Oh, may I?
Please.
Imagine Mr. Prim going to all that trouble to find an old man with a real beard. I declare, really, what won't they think of next? Santa Claus in a department store. Well, of course, you realize this could only happen in a large city. Now, we come from a small town. And I keep telling my husband... But just you wait till I tell him about this. A real honest-to-goodness Santa Claus and in a department store.
This is what I want.
My dear sir, you certainly do understand children.
Blossom! 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 Blossom?
Yes, sir?
Blossom, do you know what he's done?
Who, sir?
Santa Claus, you fool! Do you know what he's done?
Not until you tell me, sir.
He's found a job.
Doing what, sir?
Making children happy.
Oh, horrible, sir.
Blossom, I must think. I must think. I must think. I must think.
Don't you think you ought to leave that sort of thing to me, sir?
Blossom, I am perfectly capable of thinking for myself. Where is my book? But Blossom, he must be stopped.
Calmly does it, sir.
If he makes enough money to pay the rent, I'm ruined. I am ruined.
Here, sir. A sip of this will soothe your nerves.
No.
Please, sir.
No.
Please, sir.
No.
Please,
No.
sir. Sir.
No. But how can you be so calm?
Because I have a plan, sir.
Good. Good. Blossom.
Yes, sir?
The chair. Blossom.
Yes, sir.
Think of something, 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 think of something.
I'll think of something. 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 Think of something.
What, sir? I've thought of something. Thought of something. Thought of something. Thought of something. It's
Yes, that is something. That's something. That's something. That's something. That's something. That's something.
The clock keeps ticking away, the hours, 24 hours every day. My heart keeps adding up all the hours. How much longer can it be till Christmas Day? Got no time to be sorry, got no time to be sad. Now's the time to be jolly. Christmas comes and you gotta be glad. Christmas round the corner, hey, get busy. Paint a smile upon that sour face. Practice grinning till your head turns dizzy, or on Christmas Day you will feel out of place. That's the time to be jolly, that's the time to be gay, not the time to be grumpy. When that time is Christmas Day, I just think of Christmas and I grow ecstatic. I can hardly wait for it to come along. My heart keeps jumping, gets so acrobatic. And to while the time away, let's sing this song. Got no time to be sorry, got no time to be sad. Now's the time to be jolly. Christmas comes and you gotta be glad. Christmas comes and you gotta be glad. You gotta be glad.
Well, Santa, December 23rd, just one more day to go, and you and Mrs. Santa will have enough money to pay the rent. And Merry Christmas to you, too, Mr. Prune, wherever you are.
You know, Sam, speaking of Mr. Prune, I wonder if Jonathan found his name anywhere. It must be somewhere in one of those books.
Jonathan. Jonathan.
Pickles, popcorn.
Tea.
Oh?
Have you found it yet?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Santa. We looked through every single book, but still no sign of a prune.
Then you'll have to start all over again. It must be somewhere. Do you realize it is now December 24th? It's Christmas Eve. You must find it. Nothing must stop Christmas from coming.
But we're sleeping.
No sleep until you find that name. Now, come on, everybody. Prune, prune, prune.
Prune, 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 prune.
Good night, Joe.
Night.
Night, Joe. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Sam.
Well, Santa, we've done it, we've done it, we've done it. And as soon as Mr. Prim pays us, we'll be off.
Well, Sam, while we're waiting, let's tidy up the place a bit.
Good idea. Now, how'd I do that?
Spooks.
More spooks, I guess.
Sam, what's going on?
I'm My. Aren't we the industrious ones?
Mr. Prune, what are you doing in Prim's department store?
Correction! You mean Prune's department store, don't you? Prune. P-R-U-N-E. Oh, all those dear little toys broken. Mr. Claus, one would think I'd never handled toys before. Now, let me see. Your name is Billy. And have you been a good little boy? And how are you, my little girl?
And what would you like?
Oh, and what would you like for Christmas?
Just a moment. Did you say your department store?
As of 6 o'clock this evening, it became mine. All mine, signed, sealed, and delivered. And now it is my great pleasure to announce you are fired!
Wait a minute. What about our pay? You're not going to try to get out of that, are you?
My dear young man, how can you even suggest such a thing? Of course not. No, what's right is right. Blossom?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Prune. I'm afraid we've misjudged you.
All right now, Santa. Pay him the rent.
Please, please, just one moment. What about his toys? I'm not blaming you. Of course, I realize it was an accident. But look at my side of it. I've been fair with you. I paid you. Now, in turn, you must respect my rights. According to my new regulation 4211, and I quote, an employee shall always pay for broken merchandise out of his own pocket, unquote. Now, let me see. Dolls, 2. Windmill, 4. Horses, 700. And that leaves you exactly 1. And now, gentlemen, try and pay the rent with that.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry.
Not at all, my dear, dear friend. This will just about pay for repairing the damage. Gentlemen, this way out!
All right, Mr. Phineas T. Prune, but we're not licked yet. There's still some time before midnight. Come on, Santa, come on.
At last, at last, at last. All these years I waited, and now victory is mine. Do you hear that? Victory is mine! 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 A Merry Christmas, I don't think!
I've got a
What time is it, Sam?
10 o'clock.
2 more hours to go.
I'm sorry, Santa. I've been racking my brains, but I still can't come up with any bright ideas.
Now, my boy, you mustn't blame yourself. You did your best. Never mind. Something will turn up.
What? I can't think of anything.
A miracle, perhaps? I don't know of a better time for a miracle than on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas, sirs.
And a Merry Christmas to you. You're out kind of late, aren't you?
I know, but I've got permission. You see, trees are always less expensive, if you pick 'em up at the last minute. You know something, mister? You look kind of familiar. I've seen you someplace before. Would you mind stepping closer to the lamppost? Well, of course. No wonder. Why, it's Santa Claus.
Hello, Charlie.
And you know my name, too. But wait a minute. What are you doing here, Santa? You're not due for a couple of hours yet.
Well, that is...
Hey, Santa. Are you all right? This is no time to be down in the dumps. Christmas is coming. Imagine me telling Santa Claus about Christmas.
You're very kind, my boy.
Are you in trouble or something?
No. No. I'm all right. I'm all right.
No, something's wrong. I can feel it in my bones. Come on, Santa. Tell me, what's the trouble? Well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on, tell me.
No, Sam, please.
I'm sorry, Santa, but this is no time for pride.
Golly, Santa. You really are in trouble. Boy. This is an emergency. We've got to do something. And quick. Hey, I've got a quarter you can have. Will that be enough? No, I guess not. Well, we'd better think fast. Hey, I've got it. Why don't we ask all the kids to chip in? I'll bet they'd be glad to help.
Oh, I couldn't allow that.
Why not? You've been doing things for us for a long time. It's time we started doing something for you. What are friends for, anyway? Hey, kids, wake up! Hey, kids, wake up! Hey, kids, do you hear me? Wake up! Wake up! Do you hear me? Listen, kids, Santa Claus is in a jam. Got no time to explain, but he needs money to pay the rent. So start digging in. Do you hear me? Wake up! Wake up! Do you hear me? Wake up! Wake up, kids! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Do you hear me? Wake up! Hey, kids, do you hear me? Santa's in trouble. Bring her pennies. Do you hear me? Wake up! Hurry up, come on, wake up! Wake up! Come on, kids, wake up! Do you hear me? Wake up! Wake up, kids, wake up!
answer is so easy to see. They are really just as nice as sugar and spice, and that's the way I knew that it would be. And that's the way I knew that it would be.
Christmas is coming. 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 Christmas is coming.
Nothing to do but wait. What do you do when you wait? Your fingers you twiddle, it's really a riddle. What else can you do when you wait? You sit and you meditate. The clock you investigate. You starting to twitch with a wandering itch. What else can you do when you wait? Father Time, why are you standing still? Can't you see I have some time to kill? You woke up and down and you wait. What else can you do when you wait? Keep watching the clock and its silly tick-tock. Keep saying you'll just have to wait, have to wait, have to wait, have to wait. Keep saying you just have to wait. Keep saying you just have to wait. Have to wait, have to wait, have to wait. How long do I have to wait? Do you hear that? The clock is striking 12. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh,
7,
Santa, hurry. Please, hurry.
8, 9, 10.
Hurry, Santa,
11,
please.
12.
Oh, I knew it would be all right.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Here's the money for the rent, Mr. Prune.
Ah, 5. 5.
Santa, you're late. I think you'd better hurry up and get that sleigh loaded.
Oh, my goodness, yes. You and Mrs. Santa will have to come along and give me a hand. Come on, man, let's get moving.
Now, Mr. Prune, you'll feel better after you've had a cup of tea.
Hurry up, Mother. No time to lose.
I'm ready. Here, Mr. Prune. Drink this cup of tea. You must feel very badly.
I can't stand the kindness.
Get the presents on the sleigh.
Oh, yes. Just a minute.
comfy, Mother?
Yes, dear. Oh, I'm so excited. You've never taken me along before.
All ready, Santa.
Here we go, then.
Santa! Santa! Hey, wait!
Yep, bye. Goodbye.
Wait, Santa! Guess what?
Sorry, Jonathan. No time for guessing games. Throw it in.
Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye!
We've got a date with children at half past Christmas time. We've got a date with children. We'll have a lovely time. We've paid the rent. We're feeling great. We're sorry we're a little late. We're going to do our very best to deliver the presents to the right friends. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Here's a package we forgot to deliver.
Oh, dear. How could we have missed it?
Let me see. Oh, that must be the package Jonathan threw in at the last minute.
Does it say who it's for?
Mother.
Why, it's for Mr. Prune.
Prune?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. No. Mustn't say such things. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. No.
Shh. Quiet. Down you come, Mother. Shh. I'll just leave the package on his bed, and off we go.
My goodness, look at all the dust. The poor man certainly needs someone to take care of him.
Bless you.
Thank you. Oh. Ghosts! 3 ghosts! Have you come to haunt me?
Now, Mr. Prune. Whatever gave you such an idea?
Really, Mr. Prune, there's nothing to be frightened of. It's only Santa and Mr. Whipple and me.
Invasion of privacy. Ask your lawyer over there.
All we want to do is wish you a Merry Christmas and deliver this package to you.
A package. A present? For me?
Why not, Mr. Prune? Christmas is for everybody. Go on. Open it.
A sailboat. Why, it's a sailboat.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry, Mr. Prune. I hope you don't think I'm playing a joke on you.
Joke? Why, no. I think I have always wanted a sailboat.
You mean you asked for a sailboat?
I don't know. I seem to remember. From Jonathan.
My head bookkeeper.
Dear Mr. Prune, Santa asked me to see if there was any record of you. I couldn't find anything in my books. But in a corner behind my desk, I found this postcard with your name and address.
Santa. Dear Santa, please, may I have a sailboat for Christmas? I love you, and I am 5 years old. Signed, Phineas T. Prune.
And that's why Santa never came to visit you. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. But I shall never forgive myself. Sincerely, Jonathan.
Now I understand why.
Everybody said that there is something funny about little Phineas. Why doesn't Santa ever visit him? Maybe he isn't a child after all. I made up my mind I didn't want to be a child. I wanted to forget I ever was a child.
Poor Phineas.
Oh, no, there is no need to feel sorry for me. I've got the one thing I ever really wanted with all my heart. I do believe I feel better than I have felt in years and years and years.
That's right, my boy. There's nothing like Christmas to make a fellow feel better.
May I say just one more thing? Merry Christmas.
Dear, dear Phineas. But Santa, we can't just leave Phineas like this in such a gloomy house at Christmas time. Well, then, don't just stand there. Do something.
Go on, go on.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
you.
Christmas, Mr. Prune.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I never knew that Christmas could be so wonderful. To think of what I missed all these years. Why? 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 Why?
Please, sir, you'll catch cold.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Why can't every day be Christmas? Why can't every day be gay? Why can't every day be Merry Christmas? Each and every day.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
So that was the Christmas that almost wasn't, almost wasn't, almost wasn't. So that was the Christmas that almost wasn't because of a man named Prune. But Prune changed his mind and said, I'm sorry, really sorry, awful sorry. I've changed my mind and I won't be sorry if Christmas comes every day. Prune, Prune was his name. There is one thing we must explain. Prune, Prune was his name, and a very nice man Mr. Prune became. So that was the Christmas that almost wasn't, almost wasn't, almost wasn't. So that was the Christmas that almost wasn't, but it won't ever happen again.